Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So I thought it was time to do a little sort of life update, give you an update on how we're all doing. I haven't really been doing a huge amount of like weekend vlogs or day in the lives, mostly because we are still very much keeping ourselves to ourselves and not doing a huge amount. But there is one main reason, and as you can tell from the title, I will get it out of the way. I've lost my job. Yes, I've been made redundant. I still have like technically a couple of weeks there left. Obviously you get like a certain time, but yeah, I'm finished with them. It's quite sad. I've been there 5 years, and obviously I was on maternity leave and I was due to go back in May, the end of May, and then they mentioned about getting furloughed, and then next hello it's the news that we've all kind of been dreading, which, you know, it's disappointing because it's a job at the end of the day. You know, we're a family, we've got responsibilities, you know, we need to be both working. So it's a bit sad. It never was my dream job, and I always hoped to maybe move on eventually someday and do something else, but it was money at the end of the day, so it's not the greatest. And obviously in the current conditions, finding a new job is not going to be that easily, especially where we are up here. You know, we're even less limited because obviously it's not like a city. The nearest city is an hour away. The nearest sort of towns, like busier towns, are like 40 minutes at least. So trying to get something that kind of fits in with us, and then obviously we've kind of lost childcare because our childminder was kind of all set for them going, the two kids to go back, but that's obviously fallen off and she needs the space, so that is not the best. So yeah, it's just all a bit up in the air, everything. It is, I say, it's disappointing. It's like half and half because it never was my dream job, so it's like, oh well, it's not like I lost my dream job, but it's never nice to be putting away that sort of way, you know, just being told that we don't need you anymore. And after all that years of hard working and really learning, like, I definitely feel like that job taught me a lot, and I grew up with it. I grew up, you know, like during that time we got a house, we got 2 kids, we got married, and I feel like it just, I don't know, I learned a lot from it. Basically it was a good experience, despite the fact it was hard work, and there was some days where I just wanted to come home and cry. So yeah, that's that news. The good news is that Craig is in a very secure job. He works for the council, so there is no worries of him losing his job, so that makes a big difference. And hopefully the aim is to get something for myself. I have been applying quite frequently for, you know, all sorts of things like the supermarkets, the shops, waitressing. You know, I'm not like not a hard worker. You know, I'll do anything if it means supporting my family. So yeah, we're just trying to see what we can get. I've only had one interview, but I didn't get that job, so we'll just have to wait and see. We're okay just now. We're not worried at the moment, but it would be nice just to have a couple of days, kind of, even if it was like a day at the weekend. Yeah, between the sort of 3 of them, we can sort something out with the kids, but just something to give us a bit more security and sort of be a bit more like comfortable. So yeah, we're just gonna try our best and see what happens. At least I can look after the kids and we don't have to worry about childcare or anything at the moment, so that's sorted. So yeah, it's a bit of a rubbish time. This whole year has just been horrific. I will be so glad to see it over and done with. I really hope that 2021 is better. Maybe not to start with. I'm sure there'll be a few teething problems to start with, but hopefully come time we'll see it improve and we can get back to some normality. I know a lot of people are very much of the mind that you know, there's a new normal, or, you know, do we really want to go back to what we were? And I guess things shouldn't go back to how they were before lockdown, but in terms of like my situation, I just want things to go back to normal, where I can go and meet people freely. I don't feel nervous to go out and meet people or be in big crowds. You know, just sort of like normality for me. It doesn't necessarily have to be the same in all aspects, but for me, I just want things to go back to normal. And there's talk of second waves and second lockdowns, and I'm really struggling, really struggling with that concept, because I really struggled in March. If you didn't see the video, I'll certainly link it below about how I was talking about it, and I think even then I was probably not even telling you how bad like things were. And I know I didn't have like childcare, I didn't have like working from home or having to like homeschool, but I just struggled with the concept of staying in. I quite often like I can drive, and I always like having a car because I can just get in a car and go places, and also like having friends or family that I can just say, well, I'm not doing anything today, I have no plans, let's call my mum up, see what she's up to, or let's call one of my friends and see if they're busy and we can do something. And I felt like, obviously up here, like I'm not from this area, so I don't like I've got friends, but I don't really have a lot of close friends. All my close friends live in various other towns and cities and countries even, and so I felt like I was just kind of getting in town with a few closer friends, and then all this happens and it feels like, you know, it's putting a wedge between that communication and that friendship, and it's just like, oh no, it's definitely been hard up there. And I can only imagine how other people are feeling in terms of, you know, we're feeling in terms of homeschooling and working from home, or probably still working from home, and or being single parents, or just being on your own, not even having kids, just a single person. It must be horrific. So I really feel for you. But obviously this is my situation and I've struggled with it, and the thought of going back into lockdown has just been horrific. It's just not, I'm just really struggling with the concept of it. And you know, I like to get out, I like to do events, we like to go to the movies, the theatre. You know, Olivia's at an age where she is needing to be doing things, and obviously James is quite developing, so it's nice to get him out and do different things. He hasn't really been swimming. Olivia had swimming lessons and everything, and he's had none of that. So yeah, it kind of sucks, if I'm quite frankly, that they're missing out on that at such a young age. And I know they probably won't remember it, but I sort of feel like I know they're missing out, and that kind of impacts on me as well. So we are trying to do things with them, but obviously again, we live quite far away. I'm obviously cautious that Christmas is coming up and that I'm obviously not got a job anymore. So you're just being very cautious in all aspects, not because of not having a job, but because of all this, like, you know, virus. You don't want the virus, so you're kind of keeping away, you're staying away from the crowded places, the busy areas. So there's lots of factors in why we're kind of keeping ourselves to ourselves. So yeah, that's it. On the other hand of not having a job, I have kind of came up with a business idea. Now, I have always wanted to own my own business from a very young age. I kind of came up with being a party planner, but I don't know, it just never took off. I spoke to like sort of local business people who kind of help with that, and I just never really got into it, and I guess it wasn't, I don't know, it wasn't really my forte. However, having done this whole vlogging, you know, YouTube thing, I kind of came up with a brilliant idea when when it was James's birthday, was watching back his vlogs, and I was like, do you know, this is ace for people who want to have a memory. Like, we love watching back the old vlogs on, you know, when Olivia was a baby, and obviously when James was a newborn, and just our holidays and things like that. And it's so nice to have that keepsake that we can watch back time and time again. The kids love, well, Olivia loves it. She'll sit and watch them. She asks to watch them. So yeah, it is such a nice thing. And I was like, you know, obviously we do like wedding videos, but why don't we do like events sort of like videoing, so like birthdays, anniversaries, get-togethers, things like that. And obviously I went to go and start it, and then this whole rule of 6 came, and it was like, no, I just wanted to scream, because it's like finally got this brilliant idea and they've just like crushed it. So I have launched it. I will link my page down below if you are local and you're interested, but obviously giving current guidelines, I can only be at a place where there is, like, I would be the second family, and let's face it, who wants that? So yeah, not the best time to come up with the greatest with my business idea, but I'm certainly going to launch it, and hopefully once things return, I am going to do a whole sort of offer a, like, you can video it and I'll edit it, so I'm just kind of working on that just now. Yeah, so that's a bit like, it's good news, but it's obviously going to be a bit of a slow burner until things get back to normality. But I do think it is a really good idea, and as I say, we love watching back our old vlogs, and it's not something that has to be shared online or anything. It can just be kept for your personal viewing. So fingers crossed. Once things get back to normal, that will kick off, and that would certainly be something I'd be quite proud of if it did take off, so that's good. So that's it. Craig's fine. He is obviously working away. His job's fine and secure. He's back with the local football team, being one of the coaches or assistant manager. He stopped it when we knew James was coming because it was quite a big commitment, but he's back doing it now. But obviously, again, that's not really kicked off. He's not going to games. They've started training, but not really playing any sort of games, and I'm not sure when they're going to start, so I don't know about that. But yeah, that's good for him to do something and socialise. Olivia has started nursery. Obviously, she had a bit of a iffy start, which I was expecting. The first day she went in, no bother, and then I think the next few days plus like the week after, the first sort of like days in our first week, she was quite upset at going in, but once, like 5 minutes after being dropped off, she was absolutely fine, so that was good. She is really loving it, and it's so good for her to be like getting out of this house, meeting all her friends, playing with them, interacting, socializing, and just having fun away from us. Like, I felt really sorry for them, that, or Olivia, that, you know, she's been with us for so long and we've probably just like not given her a break, you know, because obviously we're her parents, so you want to like discipline her, you know, not like, you know, keep her in line and make sure she's doing right, she's being good and not bad and all that. So she's probably just like getting away from that. And okay, there's rules and regulations at school, but it's probably nice to get a break from me, as well as me getting a break from her, because she's a really good, but she's very intense. She talks a lot, and she's always on the go, so it's probably nice for us to get a break. And it's nice that I get a little bit of time with James on his own. So yeah, she's doing really well at nursery. We've been trying to go swimming for the last week or so, but the spaces are always quite booked, so hopefully we can get that soon, and I know she'll really love that. She loves swimming, and so that's good. James, obviously just not long turned 1. He's so close to walking. He started climbing, and he's just a terror. He's just into it. I generally do not remember Olivia being into this as much. You just cannot turn your back, and it's worse now that he's climbing. I used to be able to do my workouts in the kitchen and kind of pop back and forth and watch them in the living room, but now he's climbing on the sofas. I'm like, I have to do my workout in the living room now. So yeah, it's quite intense having a little one running about, plus a toddler. It's just pretty manic, but you know, it is good, and it's so lovely to see them getting on so well and laughing and playing and, you know, all that good stuff. So it's good on that sense. What else? Yeah, so the kids are good. There will be no more babies, just in case anyone is thinking about it. That's us done, complete. Our family is nice and done. Gentleman's family, as they say, one boy and one girl, and we are happy. Hats off to anybody who can go through the whole process again, and you know, I generally don't think I'm cut out to be a mum of more than two. Yeah, I feel like Olivia aged me, but I feel like James has aged me about 20 years. Just in terms of like pregnancy and things like that, I just hated it and I really struggled with it, and the labour just was awful, and yeah, it's definitely hard work looking after two. So hats off if you've got 3, 4, 5 or however many. I always say that to my sister-in-law and my mum. Honestly, I don't know how they do it. I just think you're ace, because oh, I'd be run ragged. I feel so tired, and you know, James does sleep through the night, Olivia sleeps through the night, but I just, early mornings every day are just killing me. And just housework and constantly doing cooking and cleaning. It's yeah, hard work, but you know, it's good as well. It's so lovely to see them growing up, developing, coming on really well. So yeah, that's the whole kids situation. My job, Craig's job, I think that's probably it at the moment. There's going to be no holidays, obviously, certainly none abroad until maybe a vaccine or things settle down a bit, I don't know. Obviously we were due to go to Portugal at the start of the year, but that got cancelled and we didn't like rebook it for next, we just got the money back. We might try and get away, maybe Glasgow or something, I don't know. My best friend lives in Glasgow and is due a baby, and I would have liked to have gone to see her, but obviously just don't know. But we might, it would be nice to get away for a couple of nights. That's what we usually do in October for the holidays, but I don't know at the moment. Things are so up in the air from day to day, week to week, that you just can't plan anything. But maybe something soon. That would be nice to get away for a few days. What else? I think that's it, you know. It's been a funny old year. Obviously we're not quite through the most of it. It's looking like most of fireworks night is going to be cancelled. I've had a few events cancelled around here. No idea what's going to happen for Halloween. I keep trying to think of ways we can do it. It might just be that we'll have a party with family, or maybe invite some friends round to have a party, but I don't think, I'm thinking there's not going to be like guys in this year. I don't think it's worth stressing over. I say bonfire's cancelled, although I do know that my local town is doing a virtual bonfire, so they're still doing it, but obviously it'll be online, so that'll be cool, and we might get like a few fireworks for the back garden, which is what we did when we were little, so I guess it's going back to then. And Christmas, I don't know. That's too far away. Last year we were at my mum's, and the aim was this year that we would be here, we would stay at the house, which hopefully is the plan. I would have liked to have gone to my mum's on Boxing Day, where probably my brother would have been and his family, but with this whole rule of 6, that's not looking very likely, so I really don't know. We'll just have to wait and see, but hopefully we'll have Christmas. We're gonna have as good a Christmas as we can. We'll put the tree up nice and early, and we'll see what happens. But yes, I hope 2021 is better. It certainly can't be any worse than this year, can it? But I hope everyone is keeping safe and well, and if you do have any questions that maybe I've missed in this sort of little life update, pop them in the down bar below. Hope you've liked this vlog. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and if you are new, I would love you to hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you the next time. Bye bye.